Hello, this is Bob74H here. Today I'm coming back with another video today. And today I'll be discussing why anime is better than manga. And, I guess I'm gonna make a little tangent on manga fanboys too, but... for the first off, I guess, like, the same point could be said that I've always made on, like, different threads and whatnot. Is that, like, manga inherently is an inferior medium to anime. Like, just inherently it's inferior. Of course, that could depend on like the quality of the anime too, but I mean, let's just ignore that. Like, let's assume optimal value for both, right? So we get like, let's say Berserk. I know Berserk has some pretty horrendously bad anime adaptations, like horrendously. But if we were to compare, like, let's say the 99 anime compared to like the manga, I would say the 99 anime is better, right? So if you take an image, I'm just being hypothetical here, and you have the image colored, and it has details that you can't get normally with manga, right? You can't normally get like different, you can't get contrast as well because there's not a color range to work with. And if you just take those two images, I would say that the colored one's better because it offers color. And you could say there's colored manga too, but there's other things that anime offers that isn't just colored images. I'm just going from like an artwork perspective first off, right? So I would say inherently like colored, like for me, I don't know, like I have this weird thing where it's like if it's not colored, I have a hard time like identifying like differences in images, at least from a bit away because I have bad eyesight. So I kind of need like more brighter colors or more even darker colors to kind of distinct images. So it's kind of like a visual thing for me. But not only that, it's not only like the visual thing for me. It's like I just grew up watching anime, so it's just kind of natural for me to prefer anime. But yeah, there's not even, it's not even that. You could say like, oh, you're just biased towards anime or whatever, and that's kind of ironic when like there's a shit ton of people who's biased towards manga. But even ignoring that, my argument doesn't necessarily have to be based upon that premises. There's also various like things that anime can offer that manga can't. Like if you have a scene where Guts is cutting down, like I know I'm using Guts as an example here, but I don't really talk much about Berserk, so I just decided to, I guess, shoehorn that here. When you're talking about Berserk, right? And we're saying like let's compare the forest scene where Guts is fighting off these various dudes, like the various dudes. I think it's from the Empire, and there's like 100 of them, right? Let's say we take the manga scene of that versus the anime one, right? What would you say is better, right? Would you say the one that like shows the animation, like shows the movement of the sword cleaving the person, the sound of the sword cleaving the person? Um, would you say that's inherently lesser than the same scene, but without the animation, but without the sound design, but without the great theme that Berserk has? At least the 1999 one had a great theme. I don't know about the other anime because anything other than 1999 I don't watch, so I don't really know. I know like the 2016 one has like very disgusting CGI. I know that's beating a dead horse, but I understand that much. And I know they have like pretty stupid jump cuts, but yeah, I'm not gonna go into that here. All I'm saying is that if you grab a scene, right, and you show that same scene, but with extra detail in the, I guess, person, right? Like, when you have Guts bleeding in the manga, you can't really accentuate as much. Like, you could show the blood dripping from his skin. You could show how it's distinct from the rest of his body by, coloring it different. You just can't get those same visual effects in the manga. And not only that, but you can't get audio. You literally can't get audio in a manga, right? So that's another thing, too. And a thing that anime has over manga too is not only the visuals, it's not only the audio, it's just like scenes, right? You can't express as much emotion in a manga as you can with an anime, right? And that's partially why, like in DBZ, in the Future Trunks special, like the OVA, whatever, they could have Gohan like laying there, and they could have it like all darkened, and they could have the lights flickering or whatever to like accentuate how this scene is supposed to be dark. Like they kind of just like have that with the lighting and the I guess shading, right? And so when like Trunks is walking up to Gohan's corpse, you can have like tense or sad music playing to like kind of not modulate, but kind of like accentuate the scene and for what it's trying to go for, right? You can't do that with manga, not only because you don't have sound design, right? So you can't. So if Guts is walking, let's say Trunks, because I'm talking about DBZ as an example here. If Trunks is walking up to Gohan's corpse in the manga, and there's like sad music playing or whatever, and there's that, and there's like lighting, darker lighting or whatever, that would be great. But you can't do that in manga. You can't get that type of scene. You just can't, because of how the medium works. And I know people like to say it's not the medium, it's the story. I don't agree with that. I think there's inherently better mediums because of like what it offers, right? Like I think anime is the best medium because it offers a more unique visual experience. Like compared to live action as an example. Live action is limited by the acting of the posts people had. So you could have like a good fucking script, right? You could have like a god tier script. And you could have a good budget, you could have good set design or whatever. But if you have bad acting and you have bad performances by the people, there goes your product, dude. You're relying upon like people who have inherently flawed judgments. They could do something wrong. And the problem with that, when you make videos not videos, but when you make a product at least, and you have people with inherently flawed judgment, you can get anime, right? Well, you don't have to deal with that. You don't have to deal with actors, maybe hitting their head on a door frame like what happened in Star Wars, right? If it's an animation, you could just draw the stormtrooper going through the door, and you don't have to worry about some actor messing it up. And I know people like manga a lot, so they don't want to hear it out. Like they had this whole slander campaign about it being filler, and they just like I'm going out over like the manga rant now, like the manga fanboy rant now. So I mean, if you guys like want to leave because you're like triggered manga stands, then like go ahead, dude. It's not a big deal. But the thing is, the manga stands is like they don't want to hear you out. They just want to go, well, fuck anime. It has filler, and they don't want to like see the contents of the filler, or if it's bad or not. They just never seen any anime, so they just assume all anime is like the ostrich ninja scene from Naruto. Like they literally think all filler is like that because they seen like one of their other manga fanboys say that. And that manga fanboy says he's watched it, even though he's blatantly got things wrong or whatever. But they don't care. They kind of just have they have this viewpoint where it's like we set our ideas on one thing, and we will not change our mentality no matter what. It's literally a belief. It's a religious loyalty to an idea. But the problem not only at manga fanboys is that they say, you know what? You can like what you like. It's not canon, but I mean, you're free to like it. They say that, but they like go into like anime videos, like a little anime clip on YouTube, right? Something they don't even care about, and they will type something like "it's not canon trash" or some shit, right? And it's like, why do you even care? Why do you go onto a thread, right? Or like go onto a thread or just like form of discussion, and then you just like go there just to make fun of it. Like if you're not interested in the material, why even bother going? Like I've never seen like an anime guy go on like a manga site and go fuck manga. It's only manga dudes who do that. And I can tell you the reason why they do that too. They're having this slander campaign against anime because manga in and of itself isn't that popular. And they like manga, so that's kind of the reason. So That's why they will go in anime threads and try to like hype up manga, right? It's because the anime is making more money than the manga is, and they don't like that. And another thing too is, these manga fanboys, as salty as they may be, they're gonna have to deal with that. A big manga like Naruto on a manga site gets like 5 comments. I think Manga Panda or something like that. They got like, if you go on there, I'm not sure if it's Manga Panda, but I've been on manga sites for Naruto, and there's like 5 comments sometimes. Naruto's one of the biggest mangas. It has like a religiously loyal fan base. Like they have that shit like a Bible almost. Like that's how much they respect the Naruto manga. Yet it gets like 5 views, or not 5 views, but it gets like 5 comments, right? And the anime, right, of Naruto, that gets like hundreds. If you go on 9anime, Kiss Anime, whatever, right? If you go on any of those sites, it will get like 20 comments, not even. Like sometimes it will get 100. It's only like the fillers that get like 20, but like the normal manga, I guess, sections, those get like 200 comments. And people say it's like just the filler parts they don't like, and that's kind of stupid because like when you show them a scene that's from like the fight scene in like a canon, I guess, like anime scene, right? Where it's like a scene adapted from the manga, they still won't count it. It's literally just fuck the anime, let's go manga. That's literally what it is. And proof of that could be easily said with just how they use the term canon, right? If you say, well, dude, Raiga appeared in the manga, dude. Like he literally showed up. To be like, well, that doesn't count. The anime's not canon. It's like, but the dude from the fucking filler appeared. He appeared in the manga, and the girl in Boruto literally referenced him by name. It's like Boruto's non-canon, and their standards too are just so ridiculously biased that anyone not in their own cult could easily see how ridiculously leaning towards one side they are with not another. Like let's look at the anime. Like I think there's one scene where like Kakashi uses the mist against like the hidden mist jutsu against Itachi, and Itachi can't see food or some shit. And they're like, yeah, that's a plot hole, and they like will go after it. Like I think there's a whole thread on like the Naruto wiki about it. But yeah, like in the same vein, they're willing to take like something as retarded as like the Black Zetsu retcon as like something legitimate. It's because they have like the canon standards, right? Oh, I could go with the Itachi retcon too. Like how Itachi was a good guy all along, even though he would have killed his brother. But anyways, back on what I was saying, they have this view of canon in which that if it's contradictory, it's not canon, and that's like, and I've pointed this out to like various fanboys, and they literally do not understand it. Right? They literally cannot understand the idea that they can be incorrect on a certain matter. They literally it fathoms them. They can't be. They are so religiously tied to an idea that the mere concept or premise that they could be wrong just alleviates them. It's not a thought in their mind. And that's why when you say, the manga has contradictions too, right? Does that mean that's not canon as well? Like, is it the manga not canon to itself? And they'll be like, no, of course the manga's canon to itself. It has to be. And I'm like, yeah, of course. It has to flow into itself. It's the same story. Right? But they're like, why are you arguing that? That doesn't make sense. They literally cannot get the idea that I'm pointing out a contradiction in their own I guess, standards. They're just literally brainless sheep. That's what manga stands are. They're brainless sheep who like a medium because a lot of people told them so. There's people literally on record. I have people on record saying they follow a specific ideology, not because they like it, but to fit in with a certain culture. I will literally link the comments of the guy saying that. But, people have loyalty to whatever they like. It's why politics are, fuck the left, let's go, right-wingers, fuck the right, let's go left-wingers. It's just people culture, right? It's my tribe is better than your tribe, what shit. And that's how all discussions go with humanity, because humanity is not inherently logical, but rather social creatures, which will call opposing viewpoint, opposing sides, Nazi, lightliners, SJW, commie, liberal, fucktards, whatever, libtards, whatever. It's not about having a discussion, but rather it's about decimating your enemy of an opposing ideological standpoint. This is Bob74H, and this is kind of my video. So have a great day, guys.